Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT, value-add reseller, and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. And lastly, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends and your enemies, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have the new Mustang GTD. Well, it's so wide it almost needs truck lights. Now, brought to us thanks to thedrive.com, specifically Joel Feder, who's a writer over there. And it is just so comical how big these Mustangs are getting. And it's going to be quite frightening for the people who actually go to car shows because, well, more people might just get hit. Now, again, credit to Joel at thedrive.com. They say, quote, "The Mustang GTD is so wide it needs safety lights like the Ford Raptor, but Ford found a loophole. The Mustang GTD is about 6 inches wider than the standard Mustang, which brings it into the wide vehicle laws area." Which you can see the Mustang GTT right there, which has kind of a bland paint job. You have to really be an enthusiast to know that's a little bit extra wider, and that's a special Mustang, but nevertheless, they say, quote, "There's a reason that ridiculously wide vehicles like the Ford F-150 Raptor, Bronco Raptor, and Ram TRX all have amber running lights in the front and back. It's not to look cool, it's the law. Turns out the 2025 Ford Mustang GTD is, dimensionally speaking, legally too wide to drive on U.S. public roads without amber marker lights like the hulking off-road noted above." At the launch for the Mustang GTD, design manager Anthony Colgard told The Drive that Ford had found a loophole in the law so they could avoid adding marker lights to the $325,000 Mustang. And they do note that is the starting price, which... Yeah, for $100,000 less, you can get a nice Porsche 911 with a stick shift. Spoiler, this thing's automatic only. Now, they say the Federal Motor Safety Standard, FMVSS 108, states that larger vehicles, which are usually trucks, SUVs, and trailers, because what car is that wide, there are 80 inches or wider required clearance lamps, bookending the sides, the marker lights in the center with specific positioning and spacing rules. Ironically, it's about visibility, which it's hard to miss the behemoth on the road. Here you see the rear of that Mustang right there, which, I mean, Ford Mustangs have looked good and bad throughout the years. This is by far, yeah, definitely not one of the good looking ones. Now, they say the Mustang is about 75 inches wide. Typically, the Mustang GTT is 6 inches wider, measuring 81.8 inches, which translates to borderline carbon-like proportions. Theoretically, that meant the Mustang GTD needed amber marker and clearance lamps. The team wasn't stoked, went looking for a way out of the situation and found one. Mr. Collard said it turns out the lamps are required typically on trucks and large vehicles because they're considered dual purpose vehicles when you homologate them. This means that the vehicles can be bought by companies and both registered and used as work vehicles. The Mustang GTD is not considered a dual purpose vehicle and therefore would not fall in that category. It is very much considered a single purpose vehicle, which, yeah, no one's going to be running mulch or trying to use this for the work sites like they would a truck. They say, notably, I asked what happens if you own a racetrack and suddenly the GTD is now a work vehicle. He said that someone could buy that if they own a company or even have the company buy it and own it, but, quote, "It is not a work vehicle. It's not like a big truck or lorry or something else. You're not going to tow anything with it. You're not," which I can't help but think as soon as he says no one's going to do that, just for social media provenance alone and stupidity, someone like Whistling Diesel might do just that, just for shits and giggles. Now, they say that Ford used a real technical interpretation within the FMVSS regulations to ensure the design of the Mustang didn't have to have the pickup truck-like lighting. This author also says, should anyone buy a GTD and use it as a work vehicle, say as a track taxi, guess this is one heck of a loophole. Which, I mean, half the comments below are just noting how comically wide this thing is. And again, it's for performance. It's got one of the best track times on the ring ever for a Ford Motor Company vehicle. It's really cool in that regard. Yeah, I can't help but think, in terms of practicality, it's just going to hit more people when they leave car shows and inevitably lose control of their vehicles, as Mustang owners tend to do. But it is funny that Ford found that little loophole.
Although part of me thinks it would have been even more hilarious marketing if they were to just add a couple of those LED lights just on the vehicle. But let me know your thoughts and comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.